How you doing? So this is my review of Colossus in Incursion. So let's look at his best buffs or best hacks in Incursions. So I believe these are his best hacks. It's buff cornucopia, defense cascade, draining degeneration, and keep it going. So this is when he's unascended. When he's ascended, I do believe that I didn't have draining degen. I had tide of combat, but I do feel like draining degeneration is better than tide of combat. Um, I can even say that tide of combat is really good. You can actually exchange keep it going with tide of combat. That's fine too. Uh, Keep it going is a really strong hack, but if there's the champion is armor break immune, like Colossus, or know that it's armor break that goes a lot of his damage, and you can see it on the video. So I made a video saying that Colossus the best champion for Incursion. That is definitely I would say a little bit far reach. Is that right? Uh, that's a little bit of a stretch. Angela is pretty much better than Colossus in almost every way, so I really wouldn't say that Colossus is the best champion for Incursion. But I can see him being in the top five, maybe for Incursion, and definitely if you're just talking about going to Zone 25 in Incursion, I could see him being in the top five. If you're just going to Zone 25 in Incursion. So let's take a look at some gameplay. So I already took off like some of the tech class on this video because I already had posted in the channel. I just post two of them. I'm only gonna be talking about two of them for the tech class to fight. And this is one is from Omega Sentinel. Omega Sentinel is kind of hard, I would say, for mutant class to fight. But he's not the hardest one, and you'll see. I do believe Nimrod is the hardest champion to fight in the tech class. So, as you can see, Plague Mine, Power Play, especially Power Play. Power Play is just not a good node for most champions in Incursion, especially Cosmic, because they take away your buffs and they goes a lot of your damage. So let's see how well does Colossus do. I'm not really sure what role reversal means. It's kind of confusing to me. Does that mean that since I have classes advantage, there's an advantage to Colossus? I have no idea. If you know what it is, let me know. And why is Mega Sentinel hard, especially for mutants? Is he triggers auto block, and you will see. You don't even see here, because she does so much damage that you didn't even see it there, and you can see right here. Let's see, 11 seconds for how 403,000 health. That's not bad, for 11. It's not the best clearly, but it's not bad. And with class disadvantage, Omega Sentinel against mutant is usually not a good fight. So here, the reason why I'm talking about this one is because with Spider Gwen, she has an ability to evade, and with the stun hack with defense cascade, as long as you have an armor up buff, it becomes I would say, not a hard fight. As you will see on this video, that Colossus actually, doesn't have a hard time with this fight because, when you stun the opponent, they can't evade. I really don't like that champions that evades. But with this hack, defense cascade, as long as you have an armor up buff, it's not really hard because you can just stun the opponent and they can't evade. So as I remember, I told you I have draining degen here since when it comes to unascended fights. So let's just take a look at it. So this one's taking a while because he has that protection buff. So it's just definitely not a fun fight. But boom, there you go. There goes a lot of his damage. So 52 seconds. That was a pretty long fight for 674,000 health. But she does have that. What do you call that? Protection, loose cannon. So half of our damage is there. It's also enhanced critical too. So that's why the fight took a long time. So let's go to the next one. Kate Bishop, you know, defense cascade doesn't work very well. So you unless you have white Magneto, because that will inflict a passive stun. So if you're using Colossus or like someone like Angela against Kate Bishop, you wanna have a white Magneto, so you might wanna have to take out like Heimdall off the team and put white Colossus. When you see like Kate Bishop, Kate Bishop is probably a champion you want to avoid, you know. But if she's the boss in this case on this fight, she's the boss, so there's you can't avoid her. I would just swap out like Heimdall, or in this case, and put White Magneto. White Magneto is really good for Kate Bishop. Not my White Magneto, but his free fight ability, so you can get bypass the stun that Kate does. So this fight, as you can see, with White Magneto free fight, it's not so bad. I'm not really sure exactly how it works when it comes to Kate Bishop, but somehow takes away her ability to evade as well. So another fight, it did take a while, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. What was the notes in here? I didn't even read the notes. With against Kate Bishop. Let's take a look at it. So I had to wake it. Uh, Revive like Magneto because it's really beneficial. Nothing really crazy, but good thing is we did solo the fight, so that's pretty much the most important part. So let's go to the next one. Moban usually could be a tough fight because he can shrug off debuffs, but against mutant class, the chances of him like be able to shrug off debuffs are like 70% less likely. I believe that's what it is. He gains less 70% chance less likely to get a monster mask. So that means that he's less likely to shrug off debuffs and goes unstoppable. So as you can see here, Moment can be a tough fight for some champions because he does have the ability to become unstoppable. But when it comes to Colossus, he's just no problem for Colossus. Just not a hard fight for him. So getting used to Angela's damage, 29 seconds feels like a long time for 846,000 health pool, but that's actually not bad. So let's go to the next one. This is one of my favorite fights. This one is the one that went pretty popular for the people to watch on YouTube. It's the Rintra fight. Rintra fight is usually pretty hard, you know, especially against if you're using a cosmic class, you know. But, with Colossus, he just makes this fight so easy. I think one of the reasons why, um, I'm not sure exactly because of the Horseman ability increasing his ability accuracy. With neutralize, it basically what it is, it decreases your ability accuracy, but maybe the horseman ability offsides that. I'm not sure. So look at that, 100% health solo, over a million health Rintra solo with 100% self health with Colossus. And I actually gained health because in the beginning I wasn't even 100% health. Uh, Solo with 100% health against over 1 million health Rintra with a 5-star Ascended Colossus. That is pretty good. So this one is so whack. As you can see, it doesn't even have half the health of the Rintra that I faced. What else? And this is light transfer too, so this gunfight should be much easier. But you'll see what happens. And really, this is the most annoying part about Incursion. Let me know if this has happened to you too, because it is so annoying. Like, you wait, you wait, you wait. Obviously, the waiting too, and look at that. Once you enter in a fight, and that's what happens. Is basically they take away your free fight. So I lost my free fight here. I lost my Odin free fight, and I lost my most probably more importantly my horseman ability. And keep in mind his health is less than half of the one that I faced that I finished 100% on. And this is light transfer, okay? So so see my damage it just doesn't seem like look at my damage. It almost like feels nothing. Also, I don't have white magneto. Maybe that has something to do with it as well. But I feel like there goes so much of my damage. Look at that. You know, just because of my free fight. I believe it could not. I mean, maybe it could be something else. But I feel like Colossus. I mean, Juggernaut does help him in the beginning, but I feel like White Magneto is a better synergy for Colossus. And you will see some Juggernaut gameplay in the future. So I really hate that my free fight left because of the game crashing. It's annoying when that happens. So Gwenpool. Gwenpool is not a hard fight, but you know, he has armor break immunity, so that's gonna make it hard because I do have keep it going. He also has prey on the weak, which could be hard against some champions you use. Should they have lots of buffs, but with Colossus, you know, this fight is not bad, you know. And really, what I want to show you is just you'll see in a little bit why I want to show you this fight. As you can see here, Colossus is about to tank an SP3. So here, how much did he do? 41% damage. So they didn't really, you know, that's one of the things why I think Colossus, if you're just going to zone 25, that he could be in the top 5 best champion for Incursion. As you can see, the fight took long because he was armor break immune, but you know, you got the solo and he was able to tank SP3. I think that was probably one of the best parts about this fight. So let's go to the next fight. And you're going to see a lot of tanking SP3s with Colossus. So this one is another could be tough fight, especially for heavy buff champions, because in the beginning, Symbiote Supreme has an ability to nullify your buffs, and depending on how high attack Symbiote Supreme is, he can pretty much instant KO you, and as well as how many buffs you have. So with uh, White Magneto synergy, he has a chance to become Nullify immune as well as Stagger immune. But what I don't get is the fact that it's only 65% chance. Like, what's the point of that? It makes no sense that you're only going to be a 65% chance to be immune to Stagger or Nullify. Why did they come up with that? I really would have wished it was like 100, you know, like just like immunity to Nullify and Stagger, you know. I think, you know, if you had that ability, same thing with like what do you call this? With Hulk and Hulkbuster synergy, if you had ability with Hulk to be immune to Nullify, Fate Seal, and Stagger, he would definitely be in the top 5 for sure. You know, if you just want to go to Zone 25. So let's go to the next one. Night Trasher. Not so hard, but he does have what's so hard about this? Nothing really. Why I like about this fight is you're gonna see him tank an SP3, and you can see how little damage it does. You know, I get that this opponent's attack is really not that high, you know, but still, we're just look at how much damage it does when it comes to Night Trasher SP3, and really that's why I want to talk about why he could be like top 5 incursion because he can tank SP3s, and that means like you don't really need Heimdall if he can tank SP3s. So you're gonna see him tank SP3 right here. So he's like 99% health. See, let's see how much health does he do. So like 25% damage from a special 3, a quarter of his life. That's it, dude. Think about it. 25%. You know, I get that his attacks are it's not that high, and you'll see here, okay? His attack is what? 55,000, so it's really not that high, but if you're only going to zone 25, you're not going to be dealing with opponent with probably 200,000 attack at most in sector 6, zone 25. So if a 5 star can tank a special 3 at full health, that is pretty crazy, I think. That means you don't need Heimdall, but you kind of want to have high health too. But what? Let's say you have a 7-star rank 3 Colossus. A 7-star rank 3 Colossus is double the health of a 5-star in attack as well. So a 7-star rank 3 Colossus can go a really long way if in incursion, if especially if you're just going to zone 25. I mean, like, he can be really good if you have a 7-star rank 3 Colossus, because you might be able, you could probably tank SP3s from like zone 25 sector 6, if that's all you want to go to, is to zone 25 for a 7-star rank 3. I do believe, this is just a theory of mine, that I don't think they're going to be increasing the attack of opponents. Let's say they make sector 7, I don't think they're going to be increasing the attack of the opponents in Incursion anytime soon. Even if they come up with Sector 7. I believe, I don't really care if they increase that attack of the opponents. I really care is most importantly that they increase the health pool. Because the health pools, especially with Angela, it's just not that great. Like she can't really test her limits with using Angela. I mean, I'm only using a 5-star, and there's a 7-star Angela out there. Okay, I'm using a 5-star, and she's doing like 175 million damage with one hit of a special one. Okay, so I really wish they increased the health pool. Uh, in Incursion. I know that's probably not a popular belief for a lot of people, but I would like to see that. If they come up with Sector 7. Personally, if they increase the attack or not, I don't really care, but I would like to see them increase the help pool when it comes to the next level of Sector 7. So let's go to the next one. So this one I already showed you guys. I just posted this video. When it comes to Titanium, what I like about this is, again, like, he can tank SP3s. Nothing really tough about this fight. As far as I know, she does have protection, which is gonna make the fight a little bit longer. But like I mentioned, like, Colossus can tank SP3, and they're you one thing about Colossus too. I think why he's in the top 5 champions for Incursion is, which I should have said earlier, is he's damage mastery friendly. Actually, he does heal with damage mastery. He's kind of like Hercules with the Herald ability. He's able to heal from damage mastery. So you actually gain health with damage mastery with uh, if you have Professor X with 4 charges. So that's really good. And you don't have to run damage mastery with Colossus, but why would you not? I mean, it just makes no sense when you can heal from damage mastery and gain that extra attack. So I really think that it doesn't make sense for you not to run damage mastery with Colossus in Incursion. He's just like so much better because he can heal from damage mastery as well as increase his attack. So it's almost like, why would you not? It doesn't make any sense. So he's damage mastery friendly. You don't have to run damage mastery with him, but it's just he feels like so much better with damage mastery. As you can see there, tanked another SP3. I get the attack is not that high, but still, tanking an SP3 is still really, really good. Like I mentioned, if you have a 7-star rank 3, that's double the health of Colossus. For compared to a 5-star. Think about that. Okay, there's also health boost in Incursion 2. I'm not a big fan of health boost in Incursion, especially because you're running damage mastery. And some champions, it's just not good for a lot of champions. But if you're not running damage mastery, or maybe even if you are, I don't really think it's gonna matter too much with Colossus. He can double his health pool in Incursion, maybe even close to triple his health pool in Incursion with all the health boosts you can get in the game. So, which that means he can tank SP3 from like Sector 6, Zone 25, if you can ever that ever happens. Not all champions, keep that in mind, but for if not most champions. So let's go. Nimrod, I think supposed to be the mutant, stopper, but you know, Colossus makes this fight like easy work. I don't want to say easy work, but it definitely is. I wouldn't say it's hard for sure. Um, and Nimrod is usually like a hard fight against mutant. And outside of Incursion, would you even bring a mutant class against Nimrod? Probably not a good option. Okay, so not advisable. But in this fight, Colossus makes Nimrod looks, you know, not hard at all. So I think when you think about champion against the opposite class, like with class disadvantage, I think especially if you're only going to zone 25, Colossus is the best champion in Incursion to fight with class disadvantage. You know, even better than Angela against Mystic champions. Only if you're going to zone 25. If you're going past zone 25, that's definitely debatable for sure. I think Angela is probably still better, and I think that's one of the reasons with Colossus. And we're gonna be talking about his bad fights. With Colossus, he kind of suffers from Hercules syndrome. That's what I call it. When the help pool gets really large, and you'll see it later on, that he just doesn't do enough damage. That's the problem with Colossus. But if you're only going to zone 25, that shouldn't be a problem with Colossus, especially if you're using a 7-star rank 3. So let's go to the next one. So I don't think there's anything hard about this node, you know, but with Cosmic Ghost Rider can be a tough fight, especially if you don't know how to dex his special 1 or special 2. I know myself that his special 1 or special 2, I often like get hit by it. Once you get hit by it, especially special 2, it's like it's lights out, man. It is over. So in here, since he has the ability to stun opponent, this fight is like so quick. Wow, look at that. How fast was that? 13 seconds for how much the health pool? 856,000 health in 13 seconds. That is not bad. That is actually not bad at all. Okay. So Sandman, I think, could be a tough fight, but Colossus. I don't think it was hard for Colossus in this fight. I don't really see any node that Colossus will have a hard time in, and this guy has over 1 million. So let's see how well does Colossus do against Sandman. I think I do believe that Sandman could be a tough fight for a lot of champions, but for Colossus in Incursion with that infinite stun hack, not infinite, but you can keep stunning your opponent a good chance a lot of times, makes it really. Also, his power lock 1 passive, so this is could be hard for some champions. Hercules, excuse me, but as you can see, Colossus easy work. 21 seconds for over 1 million health. Even in Incursion, it's I would say that's I would say slightly above average, so not bad at all. Especially being power lock 1 passive. This one is like one of his bad fights, so I'm just gonna talk about it now since we're here. And obviously, because one of the health pools is increasing, so it gets harder. So loose cannon protection is definitely not good. He also has make a stand, so he has double protection and avarice too. And Icarus has ability to increase his what do you call this? what do you call this? Increases power gain. So let's just see. We're gonna go over it. Yeah, let's fight it. Am I gonna fight it? No, no, I'm not. So I will show this in a different video. I actually didn't record it when he lost to Icarus, but there's a. I'm just gonna tell you, Colossus. I haven't posted it yet, but I did. I soloed like 21 straight fights with Colossus in Incursion. 21 straight fights, okay? And it's like about almost a 40-minute video with Colossus, which I'm going to post in a little, uh, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. But you're going to see after this video, I'm going to post that one. 21 straight fight using only Colossus. It is pretty crazy. To be fair, I was boosted to be able to do that 21 straight fights solo. So, but yeah, this is one of his bad fights. Like the protection, Avarice is just not a good note for Colossus because he just doesn't do enough damage, for with the protection for him to do this. So I did end up boosting to be able to solo this fight, and you're gonna see that. Not solo, but I don't even count this one. This one doesn't even count as a solo. This is one of the videos, one of the fights that he did, but this plus 21 straight solos after that, which you will see in another day. So Scarlet Witch, this is I should be the last fight. As far Prey on the Weak, usually not good, especially with Scarlet Witch. But let's see how well does Colossus do. As you know, Scarlet Witch has over like 1.2 million health. See how well does Colossus do. Boom. I don't know if you saw that, but you'll see it right now. Biggest hit, over 1 million with 5-star Colossus. I know this is Incursion, but over a million, that's not bad. That's pretty good. So those are it. So let's talk about Colossus's bad fights. So just let me pause the video. Okay, we're back now. So this is Wasp can be really tough, So here Colossus is in low health. So usually you don't want to be in low health in Incursion, especially without Heimdall. So I don't have Heimdall here. So I could parry him probably better, but I decided to like for some reason like try to attack him. The problem is when you try to attack Wasp, is a chance to evade and he counters you. Probably the best way to fight this one with Wasp is, see, I can't really parry because I have such low health. So it's like you see here, I should have backed off, but instead I tried to just hit him, and then he got me. She got me. So that's one of those bad fights. And then right here, Flux Dispersal with third law, rich and get richer. That's just not a good note to fight with Colossus. Really, mostly I want to talk about the third law. That can be really tough for a lot of champions, and with Flux Dispersal, it's really not that great fight. So here, and Purgatory, he has the ability to have power gain, I believe. So he's gonna gain so much power so quickly, and I do believe Avarice too. Here, right there, I should have just thrown my SP2, but like I don't think it would have mattered because I do have Flux Dispersal. It probably wouldn't done enough damage, you know. But let's go back here, right here. Everything happened so fast. Like, what's going on? Like I got off track. Like, see here, she hit me with third law. She has ability to copy my right there. I should have threw my special too, but with Flux Dispersal, as you can see, he has already 7 of them. Okay, if I threw my special 2, that's gonna increase, and yeah, my special 2 ain't gonna do it right here. It's just not gonna do enough damage for her Colossus to knock Purgatory down with a special 2. So it's just not a good fight. And look at his health pool. It's not even that high. It's only not less than 500,000. So even if I threw my special 2, I don't know if he would have knocked Purgatory out. Probably, most likely not. And if the health pool was even higher, and I fought champions more than 10 times this health pool. So This is just not a good fight for Colossus. So let's go to another bad fight. This one's really tough. Personal space regeneration, um, tenacity, special fate seal. Especially tenacity, you want to avoid that with Colossus because you want to be able to infinite stun the opponent. And with tenacity, they're going to shrug off the stun, and it's going to be a hard fight for Colossus. With personal space regeneration, as well as what is that, special fate seal? Oh my goodness. Definitely not a fight you want to do with Colossus. You know, it makes it really, really tough. So let's go to the next one. Icarus, like I mentioned already, so I'm not gonna go over it. Another tough fight for him. War Machine with tenacity, avarice, and tenacity. It's just not a good fight. Like I already mentioned earlier, he suffered from like Herc syndrome. That's what I call it. When the health pool increases, as you can see, he has protection with class disadvantage too. It's just not a good fight for Colossus. So and here I'm already boosted as well. So and still, I got one shot with SP3. I was in full health, but still, I don't know because he had classes advantage when it comes to War Machine. But I don't really see the difference in terms of increased attack wise, as well as what do you call this? And when it comes to Incursion, they increase their attack, but by not that much compared to what they have on their base attack. So I'm not sure if it was because of the, what do you call that, class advantage. I'm sure it has something to do with it, but he one shot me with one special three. So this is like my last fight with, as you can see here, look at this. It went from 220 to 308, almost 100 KPI jump is because I soloed 25 straight fights before this War Machine. I'm not 25, 21. So this was my last fight with Punisher Power Play, just heal and hide. Even with class advantage, okay? It's not a good fight for Colossus, and you will see right now. You know, with power play, especially, it really is just increased health pool. When the health pools increase, it's just not a good fight for Colossus. That's why I think it's really important for have a high rank Colossus, especially if you're gonna try to get to Sector 6 Zone 25 with Colossus. The health pool is just too much for him to be able to handle. There you go. That's my review with Colossus. I think he could be top 5 in Incursion if you only want to get to Zone 25, but I would recommend to have a high rank Colossus. And he's damage mastery friendly too, especially in Incursion. So I think that's why he's really good for Incursion. You don't have to run damage mastery, but he's way better with damage mastery for Incursion because he heals from damage mastery. Thank you.